Hello everyone. In this video we're going to go ahead and finish up our discussion on inheritance. So in this video we're going to talk a little bit more about inheritance, and we're going to put a focus on things like abstract and override. Now first, if you were following along with the previous example, then inheritance video 1, you may notice that I've gone ahead and removed a few things, and that's just to go ahead and give us a nice base to work from. I'll go ahead and just quickly scroll through here so you can see I've left my animal class, I've removed the abstract keyword, I've still got my private and protected methods, I left the variables, or the properties rather, that were there. For dog, I removed the sealed keyword, otherwise that should be fairly similar to what you had before. And I got rid of Great Dane because that was just being redundant. I already have a third level class here inheriting from dog, poodle, and I've just gone ahead and removed anything that poodle had in its constructor method. Alright, now to refresh, making a class abstract means that it can no longer be instantiated with a new keyword. For example, with the animal class, if we were to write it like so, we can go ahead and instantiate an instance of it. We can go ahead and create multiple instances of animal class if we wanted, so that multiple instances of this class exist. However, if I go ahead and mark the animal class as abstract, you can no longer go ahead and create instances of this class. It can only be derived by it can only be inherited by derived classes. So dog becomes perfectly acceptable. It can inherit from animal. I can go ahead and declare instances of dog. I just can't create instances of animal. Now, in addition to a class being declared as abstract, you can also declare a method as abstract. So let's go ahead and let's do that here. An abstract method must be contained within an abstract class. So think of it this way. An abstract class does not need to have abstract methods. Clearly, I have class animal, it's abstract, and I have methods here that have not been declared as abstract. But abstract methods must be contained within an abstract class. In other words, if my insides are abstract, then I am abstract. Now, a method declared as abstract specifies the return value and parameters, but not the method body. In fact, the method body doesn't exist when declaring a method as abstract. Abstract methods must be implemented in derived classes. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. First, let's declare an abstract method here. I'll say protected abstract void return nothing, just so I have a name here. And that's it. I have gone ahead and declared an abstract class with a return of void inside class animal. Notice there's no curly braces. I do not go ahead and give it any kind of body. In fact, if you tried to give it a body, you'd go ahead and get an error telling you animal.return nothing cannot declare body because it is marked as abstract. And then you'll see that dog here now has an red underline error. Dog does not implement inherited abstract member animal return nothing. And that's because I need to go ahead and add a method now to dog that implements return nothing. If I were to write that, it needs to go ahead and be, or actually we don't need that, we could just go ahead and say, first we need to say override, say protected again so that poodle has access to it, and then void return nothing. And we'll go ahead and just give it your basic console.writeLine I am nothing, which sounds really dark, but just go with it. Now the red errors are gone and we're good to go. That's because we have declared, or we have implemented the return nothing method in dog, which is derived from animal, which has an abstract method called return nothing. So therefore, I must implement it in the in any derived classes. Okay? Now, if my dog class was marked as abstract, I would not need to go ahead and declare, so let's go ahead and just comment that out, I would not need to implement return nothing here. Okay? I need to go ahead and implement it at least by the time I get to the next non-abstract class that inherits from the base. So let's go ahead and let's undo that. Get this back here. Now something I want to point out here is the override keyword. Okay? Override is required to explicitly state that I'm going to be overriding an abstract method declaration. You need to go ahead and have it. It's how I'm telling it, yes, I understand that I am overriding a declared method in a base class. Okay? Yes, you have to go ahead and implement return nothing, but this keyword is just required. For those that are familiar with polymorphism, you might recognize this, and we'll be discussing override and virtual methods in the next video. All right, so finally, you've seen how to extend a class from base to derived, and you've seen how to force a derived class to implement a method. But what you haven't seen is, what if I have a base class that has a method, and I want to have that same method name for consistency because I want it to act like it's coming from the inherited class, but I want to re-implement it. I want it to be different in the derived classes. That is where the new keyword comes into play. So for example, I have here protected void hello world protected inside the animal class. On our dog class, let's first get rid of the abstract keyword. Now I want to go ahead and I want to re-implement hello world protected in the dog class. And I would do that by saying protected new void hello world protected. Now if I don't have the new keyword, you're going to go ahead and you're going to get an error that says, hey, well, it's not an error, but it's saying that this could be a problem, that you are creating a method that is the same name as an inherited method. Okay? Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. It's going to go ahead and assume you want the new keyword, but the compiler is trying to tell you, hey, I really think you should explicitly put the new keyword and make sure that it's clear. You are intending to override hello world protected up here. So now I could go ahead and say console.writeLine. I am protected, but new. Okay, so let's go ahead and real quick, let's see, hello world protected, okay, this dot hello world protected, I already call it. We have an instance of dog that we've created up here. Let's go ahead and let's quickly run our project. I am protected but new. Perfect, that's exactly what we expect it to do. Now, what if I've gone ahead and I've overridden or hidden a base class's methods? I can still get access to them, and that's using the base keyword. Base is saying, hey, go ahead and point to my base, whatever class I've inherited from, point to that one, and I want to go ahead and access it directly. And then I could go ahead and call hello world protected. From the base, this is going to go ahead and call, as you can see the nice highlighting automatically does for you, okay? It's going to call it up here in animal. So what I should see print to the screen then is, if I call hello world protected inside of dog, I am protected but new, and then I should also see that I've called the base class's implementation of it, which should just say I am protected. So let's go ahead and run that. I am protected but new, I am protected. So next we're going to go ahead and be discussing polymorphism.